Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss very important topic of GS2, which is exit polls and how they are considered and how they are read. So before moving to the points of discussion, first of all we will discuss that election is never out of topic. So it is the topic which is always discussed in the mainstream media and also in the print media. So why we are discussing exit polls? Because so many elections are coming in the states, and we have seen that recently various states are also witnessing various kind of the election. So because of that, exit poll has become very much important, and this is not just related to that who is going to come into the party or who is going to rule the particular state. It is also related to the ethics and fairness of the electoral system of this country. So that's why we have chosen this topic. Moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, and then we are going to discuss about exit poll, and then what makes an exit poll good or bad, rules governing the exit polls, complexities and practice question for prelims and mains. So moving to the next slide, which is about the news. So recently we have seen that exit poll have come out of the few states, and these states are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Telangana, Mizoram. So all these states are witnessing the election and they had completed their voting polls, and because of that we are seeing that so many exit polls are circulating all over the social media and also all over the mainstream media. So that's why we have chosen this topic, and this topic is not just related to the GS2, it is also related to the ethics paper and also your essay paper, because it will also discuss the various ethical issues, that what exit polls can bring the ethical dilemmas in front of the politician, in front of the voters also. So moving to the next slide is about what is an exit poll. So exit poll, as its name suggests, that it conducted after the contestation of election. It means that suppose that Bihar is witnessing an election and it has a 10 layers of or 10 series of the election system. It means that the election will be held and the voting will be held on 10 dates on a particular kind of the constituency. So after the 10 rounds of the election or the completion of all the voting lines in the whole state, there will be the exit poll by various organizations, and nowadays social media and so many media platforms are also using their polls and also using their expert to release such kind of the exit polls. So this is the exit poll, and what exit poll exactly takes. So it does not exactly tell that who is going to come into the power, but it has a vague idea or somewhat near idea that who is going to win this election and in which constituency who is winning and what would be the margin of the votes. So in that way, this is called an exit poll. But here you have not to confuse with the opinion polls, because opinion polls are conducted before the election and when the voting lines were going on, but exit polls were conducted after the election. So here there is a difference between opinion polls and exit polls. And I already have told you that it is supposed to give an indication in which way the wind is blowing to the election. So moving to the next slide is about what makes an exit poll good or bad. So we have a opinion and we have few data of Sanjay Kumar, who is a professor of CADS, and what he says that there are few challenges and few good part about the opinion polls. So many people consider that if you are taking large number of data, then the opinion poll or exit poll must be in a very accurate condition. But here he says that the large number of data does not say that exit polls are accurate in nature. Here you don't have to do anything with the numbers. Maybe it can be accurate because you have taken large samples, but that not give the exact result. And he has cited his own experiences in the result of UP election and other election, that they had predicted different kind of result for a particular constituency and they had taken the large data also, but the result came different and their prediction was wrong. So in that sense, he has proved that the large number of data is not much helpful by having a exact prediction or accurate prediction. But what other factors we have? So generally we take interviews, we refer so many WhatsApp groups in the terms of social media, Instagram groups, Facebook groups, and telephonic interview, and also the interview conducted by various media portals, print media. So because of all the sources, we try to conduct an exit polls, and we also put an questionnaire, and that questionnaire asks the valid question about the elections, about the loyalties of any candidate, about the loyalties of any particular community. So in that way, by inculcating all these things, they try to create an accurate exit poll. But here, what makes an exit poll good? So sometimes our predictions are right. So in that sense, so many people say that these exit polls are good in nature because whatever it has predicted, it becomes right. But maybe by chance it can happen, but we cannot say that any exit polls are very good or any exit polls are very bad. It's very dicey and it's very subjective. And but we have to always take care of the data collection and interviews, that whatever the sources you are referring while preparing for the exit poll, the sources should be right. And in today's age, we have various fake videos, automated videos, automated voices. So we should prevent all those peculiarities, and we should not rely on such negative or fake data. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about rules governing to the exit polls. So we have election commission has, there are various these kind of question related to the exit polls, and opinion polls went to the Supreme Court and it went thrice. But Supreme Court cannot put a ban on such things because these things are related to the Article 21. And we have right to know, and it is also related to freedom of speech and expression. It means that people have any opinion about that, they have right to know about who is going to come into the power, and they have also right to express their opinions, that whom they are voting and what would be the trend of politics this time. So under section 126, it is said that exit polls cannot be published before the election. So there is a particular time period set for the exit polls, but we don't have any such provisions for the opinion polls. And sometimes we have seen that these opinion polls and exit polls are influencing. And many times we have also seen that right now many media platforms are conducting the exit polls. And what we have seen that they are very paid in nature, and they are very sponsored by various political party. It means that any political party is giving sponsor or money to any particular media. That particular media is not showing the ground reality, that what particular voters want and in which direction the election is going on. They are showing that what that exact political party wants. So in that way, it is also ethical issues in front of media persons, also in front of people and politicians also, because before coming to the power, they are indulging into various corrupt practices, and they are also involving media, which is considered as the fourth pillar of democracy, into such acts. So in that way, that creates a various ethical issues in terms of administration and politics of the India. So these are the challenges and rules we have, that it cannot be published before the elections, and these are the challenges, that they are not free and fair in nature. But we cannot prevent it because that expresses the freedom of speech and expression of the citizen of this country. So moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about practice question for prelims, and here psephology is the study of, and your options are cells in human body, socio-economic condition of women, statistical study of election, political trends in Africa. And in the comment section, you have to also write down that who are the psephologists of this country. You have to point two names, that who are the psephologists who always give their data and opinions related to the elections. So moving to the next slide, which is the practice question for mains, and the question is, in legal parlance, exit polls cannot be challenged, but it creates a huge debate on fairness. Analyze. So we already have discussed that it cannot be banned, and Supreme Court had not banned it. It means that it infringes, if it will be banned, it infringes our freedom of speech and expression, and Supreme Court cannot do that because that's our fundamental right, and we cannot snatch our fundamental rights from its citizens. So that's why it cannot be banned. But what are the ethical issues involved? So first is that it involves corruption, propaganda of a particular party or a particular candidate, then circulation of fake news and fake videos, misinformation, So how it can be curbed? So exit polls should not be banned. It should be there to know the people's perspective and in which arena the people have voted. But that should be equipped with particular kind of questionnaire, and whatever the sources the experts are preparing, just like if they are taking sources like telephonic conversation, WhatsApp chats, Facebook conversation, different kind of the comments, then that should be accurate in nature, and the questionnaire should not be biased, that it should not directed to any political candidate or any particular political party. So that should be in a very balanced way, and it should be effectively asked, and it's better if it should be effectively asked on the ground, because the ground results are very much important in terms of the exit polls. So that would be your conclusion. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any query to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.